Have you ever made a giant mess by accident? Imagine you've just come inside after a rainstorm and you realize your sneakers are covered in thick, wet mud. You've tracked it all over the clean floor. Your first instinct is probably to panic and start stepping back into a dark room, hoping you can hide the mess before anyone sees it. Standing there in the shadows, holding your breath, feels heavy. Your stomach ties in knots, and it gets pretty lonely waiting in the dark with a secret you're trying to keep. We usually think that hiding our mistakes will make things better, but does it actually just make that heavy, lonely feeling worse? Wanting to cover up our messes is something we all feel, but staying in the dark like that actually traps us in fear. Thankfully, there is a much better way to handle it. We find the directions for this better way in a letter called 1 John, located in the New Testament of the Bible.
The person who wrote this message wasn't passing on a rumor or a made-up story. He was there. He wrote about someone he had actually heard with his own ears, seen with his own eyes, and even reached out and touched with his own hands. Because he experienced these things personally, his report serves as a reliable eyewitness account. This eyewitness wanted to share a discovery that brings people total joy, the fact that God is entirely made of light. Because God is perfect light, there are no shadows, no secrets, and no darkness in him at all. Having a relationship with God is like stepping out of a cold, dark room and standing in a warm, bright sunbeam where you don't have to hide anymore. Of course, none of us are perfect. We all have moments where we do the wrong thing, like telling a lie or being unkind to someone. This pattern of making wrong choices is what the Bible calls sin. The letter warns us that when we make these mistakes and then pretend they never happened, we are walking in darkness. It's like a kid standing in a dark corner with muddy shoes, trying to convince themselves the shoes are perfectly clean just because they can't see the dirt. Lying to ourselves doesn't make the mud go away. It just keeps us trapped in the dark, tracking that mess everywhere we go. But here is the great news. The eyewitness tells us that we don't have to be perfect to be close friends with God. That deep, wonderful friendship we can have with God and with the people around us is what the Bible calls fellowship. To stay in that fellowship, we have to be willing to step out of the shadows and stop pretending we never make mistakes. The way to fix the muddy mess is to simply tell God the truth about what we did. This act of being honest is called confession. Being honest is the only way to leave the lonely darkness and move back into the warmth of God's friendship. When we are honest, God doesn't react with anger. Instead, the letter says he is faithful and just, and he forgives us immediately. Because of what Jesus Christ did, God completely washes away the mess we made. This process makes us clean from every bit of the wrong stuff we've done. It's like the mud was never even there. Telling the truth to God takes away the weight of our secrets and leaves us feeling clean and free. So the next time you make a mistake, you don't have to panic or retreat into the shadows. You can choose to step right into the light, talk to God, and own up to the mess. Because God loves you, he will always wash those muddy shoes, helping you walk happily on your journey with a heart full of joy.